Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I want to talk about the coming changes in January 15, 2020 to the Messenger platform. I read the same documents as you can read. I don't have any backdoors to Facebook. I don't have a little birdie on my shoulder that tells me the exact rules, how they are. I just read through the documentation. This is my interpretation of it. And I hope it helps you and maybe even inspires you to dive in, get your head around those terms and conditions, and do make sure you don't take any shit for granted, even not what I'm saying. Make sure you do your own research, read the fucking manual, and go into the Facebook developer documents to find it out yourself. On January 15, 2020, the non-promotional subscription message tag will only be available for pages that are actually approved and are in the NPI, the news page index. Let me show you how that actually looks. Now, about 6 months ago, this was sort of a big deal. We all had to get, we all wanted to get page level subscription approved, etc. And in the last couple of weeks, I got quite a few questions from people. Hey, should we get approved? I got disapproved. What's going on? Well, this is what you need to do if you are not approved or when you are approved. When you are approved for subscription messaging, when you have this little green checkbox here, you got to pay really good attention because this feature will be deprecated on January 15, 2020. That's sort of a big deal. So if you're currently using the non-promotional subscription message tag, which comes with this little check mark, and I'll show you what that looks like, you are then able to choose in your ManyChat account subscriptional content. If you don't have that check mark, if you don't have the checkbox, this one, this will be grayed out. You're not able to use that. So when you are currently using this, the subscriptional content, ManyChat will automatically apply the non-promotional subscription message tag. But moving forward, per January 15, 2020, the non-promotional subscription message tag is only allowed to be used by pages that are included in the NPI, the news page index. So here's what's going on. If you are currently using the non-promotional subscription message tag and after January 15, 2020, you still want to use it, you need to get into the NPI, the news page index. If you are not eligible to get into the news page index, you need to find a solution for that because you're not allowed to use that non-promotional subscription message tag anymore. Not a super big deal because there are other message tags there that you can actually use, but this is something you need to keep in mind to stay compliant and to stay out of trouble. Now, if you want to get into the NPI, you can do so from within Business Manager. You go to Business Manager, you go to registrations, you go to news pages. To the best of my knowledge, this is only available if your page has the check mark and you got approval before. So you need to register your page. You need to share all kinds of fact-checking policy URLs, ethics policy, corrections policy, etc. Again, if your content, it doesn't fit this NPI, news, personal trackers, all that kind of stuff, personally, I probably won't even bother to go through this. Just make sure you get your head around on the other message tags that are available. Now, if you want to start using the non-promotional message tag, let's say now and moving forward in 2020, what you need to do is you need to go to your page, request approval, but be prepared that you have to jump through these burning hoops to get into the NPI. And the NPI is exactly for pages that are news-specific products and services. That's it. If you're not that, don't even bother. That is where you need to get your head around on the other message tags. So just a quick one here. It says here subscription messaging. So the comparison between current versus new subscription messaging. Current policy is there are only 3 cases: news, personal trackers, and I think finance. It's free, it's non-promotional, great. But the new policy, it will only be for news pages. Only be for news pages. So just make sure you understand that. Now, that said, if you're not able to use the non-promotional subscription message tag, no problem. No problem, because until today, there are 16 other message tags. And you will find them in the Facebook developer docs. They got the account update, the post-purchase update, the confirmed event update. But To make this a little bit more confusing, by 2020, by 15 January 2020, I'll show you here, there are only 4 message tags. So per January 15, 2020, we only have 4 message tags. Now, those message tags fit specific use cases, and in a separate video, I'm going to dive into these message tags and how you can actually use them within ManyChat, because ManyChat is updating the platform so we can actually use these message tags when we create flows and even sequences. But we're going to do a separate video on that where we discuss the different message tags and how we can use them in our flows while staying compliant. And if we're not able to use a message tag, how we can use SMS and email. Again, we're going to do that in a separate video. For now, key takeaways are, if you are using a non-promotional subscription message tag, do make sure you get into the NPI, the news page index, to be using it moving forward. If you're not going into the NPI, the news page index, do make sure you update your flows and to stay compliant. Remove that tag or remove your update your sequences, update your flows so you can use the appropriate message tags moving forward. And moving forward, there will only be 4 message tags, like the confirmed event update, post-purchase account update, and something in beta, human agent. With that, also start thinking about how you can tie in SMS and email to your flows so you can actually use SMS and email to re-engage your subscribers when they're outside of the 24-hour window, and if you're not able to use any of these tags. More about that in a separate video. In the meantime, if you get any questions about this, make sure you drop them in the comments and we'll take it from there.